Hi everyone, welcome to the last video of our mental health awareness series with Dr. Shipra Moghe. I hope all of you
Hi.
are great. And I'd like to start by saying thank you to ma'am for joining us and giving us so much time and putting so much effort into these. So thank
Most
you.
welcome.
And our today's topic is positive psychology. We wanted to end it with something positive. So benefit as much as you can from this and let's begin. So what is the main focus of positive psychology?
So positive psychology is probably one of the most recent developments in the areas of psychology. It's not very old. It started with Professor Martin Seligman, who was, when he was appointed as the president for the American Psychological Association, APA as it is called. And then he started focusing on something that people had been probably not really focusing on for a very long period of time. So most part of psychology was always concerned with dealing with mental illness and understanding the disturbances that the mind may cause and people may suffer. But then he started focusing on the remaining part, that other than mental illness, is psychology just limited to that, or we can focus on the positive side of it also. So he basically started working on the very important concept, one of the milestones in psychology, which is Abraham Maslow's theory of motivation. So from all that, this positivity and everything came. So what positive psychology does is it tries to focus on three important positive aspects of, you may say, an individual or of a society or of the culture or anything, like we can apply it to anything. So these three important factors are: first is the positive emotions. So positive emotions, any emotion can be positive depending on whether its outcome is positive or not. So if we use pride as something which leads to a negative outcome, then it won't be probably a positive emotion. But if feeling pride for myself leads to something positive, so I start helping others, and I start sending that message that you can also feel proud for yourself by doing xyz things. So that's how positive emotions work. This includes happiness, joy, satisfaction, compassion, all these positive feelings. Then comes positive individual characteristics. So the things which a person carries within himself as a trait. So this could be being hopeful, having resilience, being kind towards people, having a lot of gratitude. So gratitude, hope, and resilience are very, very important characteristics which positive psychology focuses on. And then third is positive institution, which means that when a particular organization or a society as a whole or an institution as a whole becomes positive. So if, let's say, COEP or any other institute plans to become a positive unit, then everyone follows the principles of positive psychology. So if various such institutions start following this practice, then we can have a positive society. So that's what positive psychology focuses
Okay, and what are the concepts that is it based on?
on. So the concepts, basically what it is based on is, instead of that, Martin Seligman did a very interesting experiment on dogs. And on the basis of those dogs, I'll not tell exactly what happened in that, but there is a concept called as learned helplessness. Now, what learned helplessness says is that when we are exposed to, let's say, a lot of negativity around us, and when we find ourselves in a situation, I'm trying to really simplify this in very, very simple words. So when we try to, see that nothing is working out, so I have been trying, let's say a student is trying very hard, and still, let's say, he's not getting the benefits or the results or rewards the way he expected. We tend to learn that nothing is going to work out, kuch nahi ho sakta, and it's just going to go waste. This particular feeling is called learned helplessness. Why? Because then in the next situation, let's say in the next examination also, when he can really do things better, or when there are better prospects, or when there is a lot of support system available, still, because he has learned to be helpless, what
Hmm.
he's going to do is he'll be in that state of mind. And earlier, when he had put in 80% of the efforts, because of the learned helplessness, it is reduced to 50%, and then it goes on deteriorating. This was used very nicely for understanding depression. But then, as a extension of learned helplessness, Martin Seligman focused learned helplessness part towards positive psychology. So he said that instead of learned helplessness, why can't we practice learned optimism, let's say. So if I can practice helplessness, कि मुझसे कुछ नहीं हो सकता, I cannot do anything nicely, Why cannot I keep repeating to myself that, there is still hope, I can do something, things will work out, and all that. So this learned helplessness getting converted to learned optimism and resilience is the whole crux of positive psychology.
So, but how do we?
And a few keywords that, just to add to it, few keywords that positive psychology really studies, and there have been a lot of research which has been conducted. So few things that it has studied is about optimism, about character strength, about the overall well-being of people, about overall life satisfaction, about self-esteem and self-confidence, and also most important is, like I said, hope, gratitude, compassion, resilience. So these are the things which are studied, which are practiced, which are researched, and which are propagated under positive psychology.
Okay. But generally it becomes difficult to continue thinking about a positive thing. There's something or the other that hits us or makes us realize that it's not working out, and let me just go back to a normal thinking. So how do we
Yeah.
practice staying positive or practicing positive psychology?
So, why positive psychology? I'll try to cover that, and then maybe I'll also talk about how we can practice it. So, why positive psychology? If we understand the benefits of it, or if we understand why is it necessary to stay positive, or at least try to continue to be positive, uh, if we understand that reason and if we completely follow that path, then it becomes not, let's say, easy, but it's not impossible also. I'm not saying that being positive 24/7, 365 days is actually possible. It's not. It's definitely not. But then I would say that, succumbing to the negativity around me is far worse than, experiencing a drawback or experiencing a setback for myself. So even after persistent setbacks, if I keep in mind that yes, there are benefits of positive psychology and yes, it works. And from my personal experience, I can say that shifting from negativity to positivity is possible. I'm not saying this because I read it somewhere or because I read Martin Seligman's book or probably because I watched the videos. No, I have practiced this and I know that it works. Moving from negativity to positivity is possible. Yes, it requires a lot of effort, it requires persistence, it requires continuous reminders. So the thing is that we need to train our brain in a way that even after a set of negative ideas, I need to at least end it on a positive note. Like you said, that we are, ending the series with a positive note. So fine, you've experienced all the negativity in the world, it's okay. And it's inevitable. You cannot help it. But then don't end it on negativity. All I'm trying to say is that. Why? Because positivity doesn't just help us in a positive state of mind. Your positive state of mind is directly connected to your immune system. And there have been lots of studies about this. Like negative state of mind has been connected with negative immunity. So your health deteriorates physically, mentally, emotionally, socially. It's just not the right way. And I'm not anyone to say right or wrong or what is right and wrong for people, but how helpful is it, how fair it is, and how beneficial it is for us. And if there is an option, why not go for it? So how we can practice it then? Probably, so all the pointers or all the words that I just now used, which have been practiced in positive psychology. So for hope, being hopeful, it's necessary that we be hopeful, but with a lot of rationality. So being hopeful and being, let's say building castles in the air is not going to help us. Because if I say that be hopeful, then people might say that, anything is possible. But we need to understand the difference between dreams and hope. Dreams is something which literally can have anything. Hope should be based on something that is rational. So when you attach rationality with your hope, then that is actually making use of positivity. Then we can, practice satisfaction. Like for example, satisfaction about smaller things. About, let's say, I'm not an early person, but one day I decide to get up early because I have something lined up. That's satisfaction because I have done something which is difficult for me, but I tried and I succeeded. So why not celebrate the little successes? And by these celebration doesn't mean that you have to throw a party or you have to, declare it on social media that, yay, I got up in the morning. All you can do is just, just smile at yourself and tell yourself that, okay, fine, I can do this. It's not that difficult. It's seemingly very difficult for me, but I can manage. And all it takes is that one word, I can manage, one sentence. Then it also is about how we practice positivity around ourselves. So surround yourself with people who have positivity. Trust me, Matre, I've done this. So I know that there are people around us who constantly are in their own negative zone. And while you want to change them, they cannot. Probably because they don't know how, probably because they don't want to, or probably because they don't see any point in it, right? Whatever it is their choice. We don't have to make this choice. I have personally practiced this for a long period of time. Whenever I realize that there is a negativity around me, or there are 2 3 people who are constantly bickering or talking about somebody, or something that is giving me that vibe that okay, this is negative, it's going to affect me, I literally move away from that situation, like walk away. I politely tell them that, I have something else to do, or I will politely excuse myself and just leave. It's necessary that you take this step, not for anyone else, for yourself. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. It's for yourself. So surround yourself with people who have at least some amount of positivity. If you don't do that, then no matter how much you try to practice positivity, there will be lots of, continuous stimuli from the environment. So it's not just about you create an internal positive feeling, but an external environment as well. So that's how we can do this. And also, gratitude is a very important component in positivity. Along with gratitude, it is like you can also combine it with kindness, with compassion, whatever you want to call it. It's necessary that we be grateful. Now, while it may sound really very preachy that, be thankful to your life and all that, and God has given only one life, and everyone talks about it. But trust me, every single day, especially in this period of lockdown, I have realized that we need to be grateful. It's not something that we should do as a choice. It is something, or do as an option. Ki, haan, whenever there is Thanksgiving, probably I'm going to be grateful. No, I have to be grateful every single day, because I'm grateful that I'm born in one piece without any deformities. I know people struggle with that, like we discussed it in the last video also. I know that there are a lot of things that people want for. There are people who have been longing to do lots of things. There are people who have been stranded. There are people who are away from their family. In this lockdown, if one thing, this is teaching us is gratitude. And if we can practice only that, I think that's really, really very, very important for us. So being grateful, showing that gratitude to people, it's very important. It takes a lot of courage, to just tell someone that you did this wrong and you did this essay and doing all of that. It's really easy. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of self work. When a person works on himself, it's really, really easy for him then to appreciate others, because when you do that, in a way you are appreciating yourself. There are times when people say that don't be selfish. In fact, I would say that be selfish and do it for yourself, because you have no idea how good it makes you feel. So whenever people say that it's very mushy that oh my god, it is so nice and you're so nice and you're so lovely, no, don't overdo it. But whenever you are appreciating, do it from your heart. And there is no amount of contentment that you can get when you see that smile on people's face, and when they are happy that you have said something good about them. So all these things are not difficult. Having said that, I also completely know that people would still say that ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है. When the negativity hits us, it hits us. I repeat, yes, it will hit you. It will hit you once in a day, twice in a day, 10 times in a day, 30 times in a day, whatever your count is. My only request is end it on a positive note. Always end it with a positive thought. Always end it at least with something. If you don't have a positive thought, end it with, let me just see. Let me just wait. I don't know if it is going to work out or not. If I don't know, why do I need to conclude about it? So don't draw conclusions negatively. If you don't have a conclusion, leave it. Leave it to the world. You will get a conclusion, and you don't have to decide everything on your own, right? So there are a lot of things that we can talk about in positive psychology, because it's like a never ending topic. But these are few tips which people can really practice every single day. It is possible. It is truly possible.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I really hope everybody practices gratitude, compassion, kindness.
Yeah.
And we are all trying to make this world a better place. And
absolutely.
Thank you for being with us. And thank you all for watching our series. And you can always tell us about your feedbacks, reviews, and anything that you have to say, discuss about any topic. Feel free to contact us or Shipra ma'am. And
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.